Namaskaram to all our esteemed viewers and subscribers. We are profoundly grateful and deeply touched by your overwhelming love and affection. Thank you. Have you ever felt like life handed you a script, but you missed the memo on the best selling plot twist? You know, the one where you're supposed to be the fabulous, successful protagonist instead of the sidekick with a knack for losing their keys. Fear not, for the plot thickens and the spotlight is about to shift. Imagine life is a grand buffet. Some people seem to pile their plates with success souffle, prosperity pie, and a side of serendipity salad, while others are left staring at the mysterious leftover crumbs of nothingness. What is their secret? Was there a VIP lounge that I did not hear about? Perhaps there's a secret, but it's not hidden away in a vault or encoded in an ancient map. It's closer than you think and more accessible than you can ever imagine. It shines beneath the surface of your own mindset. Are you ready to uncover the magic? Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have the golden touch? Whatever they touch turns into gold, and wherever they go, fortune follows them. While others, not so fortunate, are always stumbling upon rocks and falling right on their face. We are talking about intentional, mind blowing success here. You might be thinking, is there a wishing star or a lamp for a genie? Not exactly, but there is something very similar that has been known for centuries together, and many successful people have used this magic. It's about attuning your inner frequency to prosperity and effortlessly vocalizing the harmonious song of abundance. You don't need to be the next American Idol. Rather, one must cultivate an appropriate mindset, infuse it with positivity, and maintain consistency in one's discipline. Should be guided towards building good habits and building good practices that are going to help your muscle of success mindset. Yes, you heard me right. It is a muscle. You need to build that six pack mindset muscle of success. In doing so, you embark on a journey towards a life richer and more extraordinary than you have ever imagined. What is this trick to cultivate a mindset geared towards success and prosperity? Many of you are familiar with the well known book called The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. It is a book that has been read and reread by countless individuals who strive to comprehend and understand how to adhere to its teachings meticulously. But despite their efforts, many find themselves unable to attain the results that it promises. Is this supposed to be attributed to the book's shortcomings or to the author's specific way of hiding things under the carpet and for you to find it? Or is it an individual's approach, or is it destiny itself? The answer lies in a combination of factors. There is no definitive recipe to attract the law of abundance. However, there are various tried and true methods employed by successful individuals. The key is to discover your personal recipe through learning about these successful people, reading about them, watching them, observing them, and understanding the most important thing, how they overcame their failures. These individuals have built their six pack success mindset by cultivating practices, habits, discipline, and dedication to that six pack success mindset muscle. The universe operates under two types of laws: those over which we have no control, generally referred to as destiny or fate, and those that are more within our control and influence. Each life is precious, delicate, and magical. And each life is born with grand possibilities. But what most don't realize is the hidden superpower of potential that is trapped under the various bandages of sufferings, some of which are due to circumstances, some are due to conditioning, and most importantly, due to lack of habits and disciplines that are directed towards building the muscle of mindset for success. One more factor could be that there are no adults or mentors or teachers who can guide you through this process. Many aspects of our lives are determined by circumstances beyond our control. We do not get to choose the family we are born into, the location of our birth, or the environment in which we grow up. As children, many elements of our lives are dictated by fate and by the choices made by the adults around us. Some of them are shaped by decisions that we do not even understand how to overcome at that age. It is essential that we should also recognize that there are many choices, decisions made by our ancestors that have a profound impact in our present circumstances. Often we do not give much importance or any thought to the significance of their decisions. Many of such decisions made by ancestors could be to relocate to a different place or to inculcate certain practices, beliefs, and habits that condition our childhood. And these choices have a lasting effect on lives for generations to come. Tracing the origins and the consequences of our ancestral decisions can be challenging because there is very little evidence that we have documented as individual families. In my family, I have embarked on taking up the accountability and responsibility to document as much of my family history I can, tracing back as far back as I can. I have good documentation for at least the last three generations to the time of my grandparents. And I do have some journals that were written by my great grandmother that was in a different language that I got translated, and we are going through it to document some of those parts of their lives as well. This endeavor has provided valuable insights into the patterns, habits, genetic influences, environmental factors that have shaped my life and the life of my generation. By recording this information, I aim to create a reference point for future generations, preserving the history and the lineage of my family. Not many individuals consider the importance of documenting their family history. I strongly encourage you, if you have any information about your grandparents or your parents, document this for your future generations. It offers them a deeper understanding of the legacy that's passed down through the ages. And with the progress that we are making through genetics, especially if you have information regarding health, their height, weight, the kind of lifestyle they had, it would really help your future generations to research on many things for themselves and their future generations. They will thank you for doing this. So let's get back to the concept of destiny. Is it true that there is something called destiny? What is fate? I believe, whether we want to accept it or not, there are certain things that happen in our life which we have no control over. Some of the critical aspects, I believe, are genetics. We have no control over it, right? Two human beings come from different gene pools, they merge with the sperm and ovum to create a life, and it creates a new gene pool. And there is no understanding of what genetics you are going to get from which parent. Look at all the siblings in many families. They are so different from each other. Some of them do not have much common, and in others, there is so much common factors. I mean, there is much research that is happening now under the umbrella of genetics that I am really interested in. It's one of the new subjects that I've started exploring. And I want to understand it from the health perspective of things, not just the physical health, but more so from the emotional, mental, psychological health. There are many things we are still uncovering, and I'm hoping that with all the amazing research that is happening in the field of genetics and science, I think in the next 2 generations, we will have a lot of answers through these studies. Some people say, I was born with a bad destiny, while others say, I have bad fate. However, I think it's essential to understand while we cannot control some aspects of our life, we do have the power to influence our circumstances through our actions and decisions. This is where the balance happens between destiny and free will that comes into play in our lives. While we may be predisposed to certain traits or conditions, our choices, habits, and mindset can significantly impact the trajectory of our lives. By embracing a proactive and positive approach, we can maximize our potential and navigate the challenges that come our way. Do I believe in destiny? Indeed, I do. It is evident that individuals may be born facing a certain set of challenges that transcend ordinary comprehension. For instance, consider the disparities in birth circumstances. Why is one person born into a wealthy family while another is born into poverty? Within a family of remarkable, strong, and ethical individuals, a criminal or even a mass murderer may emerge. Conversely, in a family saturated with criminal minded individuals, a compassionate person may be born, possessing none of the negative traits of their environment. We lack definitive answers to some of these perplexing scenarios, even though we have progressed so much in the field of science and technology. But I do not subscribe to the notion of assigning blame. Blame game is played only by the weak people. Many might say I was born to bad parents, my father was an alcoholic, or my mother was a poor character, hence my own failings. I reject all these blame games outright. I believe that individuals who use excuses to rationalize their unfortunate situations or circumstances merely are validating their current state of life through these justifications. Life presents challenges to everyone, regardless of whether one is born with a silver spoon or whether someone is born with no spoon. Every individual encounters significant challenges and have to navigate through it through their life choices and decisions. Therefore, do not engage in the blame game. It is only for those who have already accepted failure as part of their life. I have encountered individuals who have endured the most challenging kinds of childhoods and faced unimaginable hardships and abuse, yet they have emerged as bright, shining stars, individuals with strong values, transforming their lives into remarkable successful stories. Despite of the heavy weight of challenges that life has given them, regardless of what it was, these individuals have faced those situations and come out like bright shining stars. Conversely, I have also known about and observed individuals who had every advantage that life could give: supportive parents, a nurturing environment, affluent backgrounds, yet they ended up miserable, unhealthy, developing the worst kind of habits and personalities. Some of them I have seen were the lowest quality of people one could ever imagine. In my perspective, I attribute about 25% of life's journey to factors beyond our control, such as genetics and environmental conditions. However, the remaining 75 is in our hands, shaped by how we learn from the adverse situations we encounter and how we overcome these challenges. There are some exceptions, especially for regions which are constantly under the situations of war and attack. For decades together, these conditions do not apply to them. It is in our ability to navigate our difficulties and our challenges given by life which ultimately defines our character and personality. The universe, the magic of universe, it operates based on multiple series of laws and principles that govern life. I am a strong believer in science, and I am also a spiritual person. I choose to exclude religion from the content I produce for my channel. While I hold certain strong beliefs and practices as part of my own spiritual growth and convictions, these have no bearing on the topics I discuss. When presenting anything on my channel, my points are rooted in rationality, common sense, and observable, proven patterns. These assertions will never be based on any hearsay or blind faith. Common sense and scientific validation are integral to all my statements. Scientifically, it has been established that everything on this planet is governed by energy. This includes living and inanimate objects. The chair you're sitting in, the phone you're holding, or the glass from which you're drinking your water, everything has energy. Every living being and every plant also embodies energy. I firmly believe, and science has convincingly demonstrated, that our lives are influenced by energy and matter. Newton's law, which states that every action has an equal and opposite reaction, is a fundamental principle that underscores the workings of the universe. One of the universal laws is that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Some people use names such as karma or deeds. I subscribe to the concept of the law of attraction, which serves as a powerful tool for attracting abundance and manifesting desires. The law of attraction is particularly relevant for attracting both abundance and the lack of it. It manifests your desires based on the energy levels that one is operating in. I intend to delve deeper into this concept as we progress through this video. In essence, the law of attraction, attracts what you give into the universe, what you emit into the universe. We all possess desires, emotions, and vibrations that we are projecting through our thoughts, intentions, actions, choices, words, and even through our inactions. For instance, consider a scenario where you witness somebody suffering. Maybe a couple is having an altercation on the street where the husband is physically assaulting the wife. If I choose not to intervene and not to take any action in that situation, it also has an effect, a repercussion on my life. This situation is unfortunately very common in many parts of the world, especially amongst impoverished populations. It is not uncommon to witness an intoxicated man, beating his wife while their children are crying around them, and bystanders are merely observing without intervening. This indifference deeply troubles me, as it reflects a broader societal issue that needs to be addressed. Many people may advise don't intervene in such personal situations. It is an issue between a husband and wife that it happens every day. For instance, the husband comes drunk, beats his wife, extorts money from her, and the same cycle continues. Sometimes people have attempted to help her and she goes back to him, creating a cycle of abuse which seems to be impossible to break. Observing such scenarios, it profoundly is distressing as it represents a paradox. Intervening can put one in a difficult situation, but ignoring it is equally problematic. I strongly believe that one must react to situations and prevent them from occurring. If you witness an alcoholic husband beating his wife, it is imperative to intervene and stop the abuse in that moment, even if it reoccurs. Turning a blind eye to wrongdoings in the society contributes to accumulating negative karma from that event, both directly and indirectly. A notable example of collective karma is when it manifests as a natural disaster causing mass loss of human life, and situations like we just recently witnessed, the COVID-19 pandemic. I believe it was a collective karma of humanity affecting everybody, irrespective of their socio-economic status. COVID-19 had numerous impacts on society, compelling everyone to navigate through challenging phases. Those who were wealthy were in a relatively better position as they did not have to worry about the financial repercussions as much as a daily wage earner who did not save enough, anticipating such a situation would come in life. Nonetheless, the pandemic represented collective human karma, affecting everybody, regardless of our socioeconomic status. This serves as a prime example of such phenomena. The law of attraction, which I refer to as the law of vibration or the law of energy, states that what you give into the universe is what comes back to you in life, and sometimes it comes back to you in multifolds. This universal law, which has been recognized for generations, for centuries, this energy concept has always existed. Many individuals tend to think that by merely cultivating positive thoughts from tomorrow, from today, I am going to become positive and I am going to attract the law of attraction. It doesn't work that way. It is not like that. The transformation has to originate from the core of your existence. For instance, there are individuals whose core energy is characterized by feelings, by emotions such as hatred, envy, jealousy, ill intentions for others. They may wish harm upon others and attempt to undermine them. They are not able to understand that when their core is functioning in the vibrations of such negative sources of energy, you will never see the day of light when your life will manifest abundance. Some of these individuals, they are so desperate to for instant gratification, they would stoop low to even make a few dollars by tainting it with tears of people, by which is tainted by curses, bad feelings, bad energy, and that money that you have made deriving from somebody else's frustration, pain, suffering, emotions, tears. When you consume that through food or by sending your child to school with that money, the outcomes will invariably be negative. Therefore, one must be very cautious about the kind of wealth they are generating. It is essential to distinguish between clean money and unclean or dirty wealth. Dirty or unclean money doesn't always come from crime, fraud, manipulation. It can also come from actions that are indirectly causing harm or distress to others. This kind of wealth carries with it negative vibrations, which inevitably affect various aspects of one's life. It is this understanding that underscores the importance of generating income through ethical, through positive ways, through vibrations and energy that is aligned with the principle of clean and positive karma. By doing so, one not only fosters a healthier existence but also contributes to a collective well being of society, creating a ripple effect of prosperity, harmony, and happiness. These factors are very well known, but it is also important to consider the impact of making money by emotionally or psychologically or physically harming someone. This type of money is unclean, it is dirty. And when you manifest such energy into your life, you will attract negative outcomes, not just for yourself, but for your children, for your family, and for your loved ones. Another significant factor that impacts heavily the outcomes of your life is your choice of words. Words create vibrations around you. People often ask me, do I feel angered when somebody says something bad or uses foul language or speaks ill of me? My response is, it does not affect me at all, because their negative words, their negative thoughts, and their negative language, it doesn't reach me. It negatively impacts them, not me. If somebody is cursing, insulting, using foul language, the impacts of that happens on the person who is doing it. If someone curses or insults you, it doesn't affect you. It affects the person expressing those negative sentiments. Therefore, it is very crucial to be very mindful of the words you speak, as well as your thoughts, your intentions, your actions, your decisions. all of these profoundly influence your mindset, and your mindset impacts the outcomes of what you experience in life. I've seen that many of the people who are constantly surrounded and who are functioning at the core from the negative vibrations and energy, when they look at themselves before they go to sleep, what do you think is reflecting back at them? Nothingness. These people, they have become desensitized and they have become like addicts to negative energy. They are addicted to foul language, to negative energy, to negative outcomes, and to they have lost all sense of rationality, sensibility, and common sense. When these people they look at themselves in the mirror, they don't see anything. They have created this delusion in their mind that is dragging them further into the path of self destruction, which they will never be able to recover from. It blinds them to the detrimental impact of their actions, perpetuating a cycle of negativity and ill fated outcomes for themselves, their children, and their loved ones. And as they sink deeper into their destructive patterns, they lose the ability to perceive the harm they are causing. Their reality is distorted. They are mentally not well. And you will notice that birds of a feather flock together. If you are stuck in such vicious circle, it is vital for you to break free from this cycle. Consciously, you will have to choose to detach yourself from such negative things. Don't indulge to even listen to some of these things, to not even allow that kind of conversation to come within your vicinity of energy circle. And I'm talking about this mainly for the folks who are indulging on such things via social media. Even the energy that you are getting through just by listening to some of these things, it is going to bring your life energy into the negative patterns. This will never be uplifting. This will never bring joy, happiness, or good health, or bring outcomes in your lives that you desire. Quit this bad habit and try to transform your life and restore it to harmony and balance, and try to focus on what you need to in order for you to set a mindset, a set of practices and habits that are directed towards attracting prosperity, happiness, good health for you, your loved ones, and your children. The concept of law of attraction, it has its roots in many philosophical, spiritual, and scientific traditions. Ancient civilizations such as the Mayan, Egyptian, and the Greek cultures, they all believed in the power of the mind and the influence of it on reality. This belief is very prevalent in most of the Southeast Asian cultures: Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, Jainism, and Chinese philosophies. The foundational principle supporting this law of attraction is the idea that everything in the universe is composed of energy. This energy, in its natural state, remains still. It is the introduction of the vibration that initiates the movement and action within this energy. So, when vibrations intersect with energy, it generates activities, events, actions, outcomes. The frequencies produced by the merging of energy and vibration are what ultimately manifest in one's life. Every thought, emotion, intention, desire, ethical conduct, and value system and strength in character contributes to the frequencies that shapes your life. The way you organize your life and mindset significantly influences the outcomes you would experience. By understanding and harnessing this powerful law of universe, you can consider that you can consciously create a life that you desire, whatever it might be: prosperity, happiness, better health, wealth. If you want to study this phenomenon, observe the patterns that reoccur in your life or that reoccur in the life of people you know. For example, people who experience multiple broken relationships, you will notice that they exhibit similar patterns. It is crucial to analyze the underlying reasons. I would recommend, if you are someone who has experienced this, write down the details of each relationship. What went wrong? What are your faults? What were the faults with your partner? Be absolutely honest and truthful in your assessment. And when you place these accounts side by side, you will notice a recurring pattern. This method is akin to what many therapists recommend in psychology. Journaling, documenting your experiences, especially the ones that you find are having repetitive patterns. You know why the same events repeat in your life? The answer is because you are not learning the lessons that the universe is trying to teach you. This principle also applies in all other areas, such as career failures, financial challenges, anything else. The frequencies you emit from your existence, if they are negative, it's going to attract negative outcomes. That is why it is vital to address and change these patterns to create a positive shift in your life. Those who constantly struggle with finances often exhibit desperate behaviors. They worry about making ends meet for tomorrow. They are constantly focusing on short term needs. Desperation leads them to commit the same mistakes repeatedly. And when individuals maintain the same habits, thoughts, intentions, and negative thinking patterns, their outcomes will remain negative. It will remain unchanged. It is similar to the syndrome that is expressed by many. I have tried to lose weight and I fail every time. The reason for repeated failure often lies in a pre existing belief that success is unattainable. Those who go on these fad diets, fad temporary disciplines of health, managing their health, you will notice good health is not attainable to such individuals. You need necessary discipline, mindset, thought process, hard work, and the most important thing, consistency and patience to achieve the healthy state for any situation in your life. Patience. Patience is a key that will unlock some of these challenges. I bring this conversation up because I firmly believe that a day a person decides to change is the day one of their new life. And nobody can make that decision for you other than yourself. Regardless of age, the moment you commit to change and follow through with every necessary action that needs to make it happen, that day marks the birth of a new life journey. And as part of that life journey, one of the key vital thing is to break free from your negative cycles of constantly having those negative thoughts, negative intentions, negative habits, or the lack of good habits. Detach yourself from that and attach yourself to positive habits, positive disciplines, and try focusing on building the six pack muscle of your success mindset. By doing so, you can transform your life and restore a sense of balance, attract prosperity and happiness and peace of mind. Your focus should be on that, building your six pack mindset muscle for success and abundance. To parents who have young children or to parents who are planning to have children, I want to mention that this is the mindset that you should start instilling in your children from the moment they are born. You have until the age of about 10 to 12 till you can influence the mind of a child and set them up with a muscle mindset of success and abundance. These foundational principles will help shape their future and ensure that they grow into well rounded individuals. The parents of these generations, our current generations, you have seen that you are facing a lot of additional responsibilities on your shoulders as parents as compared to many previous generations. One contributing factor to this is the shifting away from extended families, where grandparents played a vital and active role in child rearing, and also the availability of extended families like aunts, uncles around these children. You know that old saying, it takes a village to raise a child? It is a true statement. The isolation of nuclear families has placed more burden on the two parents and sometimes even for single parents. It's even more difficult situation for them. Modern parents often juggle high career aspirations, pursuit of wealth, and the demands of parenthood, resulting in limited time to dedicate to effective parenting. The key word is effective parenting. The essence of parenting is diminishing because of that. Relying solely on good schools, tutors, or some extracurricular activities does not fully develop a child's personality. It is essential to cultivate their mindset, instill values, thought processes, habits that will enable them to thrive in all aspects of life. There are processes that you have to dedicate to as parents in order for you to have much impactful and greater influence on the outcomes of your child's future. The role of parenting comes with multiple responsibilities. Especially in this new age, parents, you have to thoughtfully balance your career, personal life, and parental duties. Your energy and your vibrations have a direct impact on your child's development, especially for parents with young children. Try to maintain a harmonious balance between your professional ambitions and family responsibilities. While career progress and financial stability and security are extremely important, it should not come at the expense of quality time and nurturing interactions with the children. Encourage open communication, foster their inherent curiosity, and support their aspirations. It is crucial to understand that the values, thought processes, and ethical conduct you model are observed and absorbed by your children, and it influences them throughout their life. It impacts their overall growth. One of the key things that you need to build a six pack muscle for success and abundance mindset is that you need to break away from any kind of negative energy that you are emitting into the universe. As human beings, our number one fight or battle is to control our minds. The point of having abundance in life is to cultivate that discipline, the set of practices and habits that will cultivate that mindset. Focus more on happiness and peace of mind. This approach will indirectly attract the kind of energy that will manifest your desires. You know, many people, they have single focus desires. They want to manifest a home, a car, or a branded handbag or a spouse. Instead of being focused on these things, concentrate on habits and practices and state of mind. Control your desires and control your mind and focus it to enable happiness and peace of mind. When one chases after something, especially materialistic thing, or something that is a single point focus, like a spouse, a child, an XYZ, it often runs further away from you. For young adults, the pursuit of specific type of husband or specific type of wife will lead you to disappointments and heartbreak. Prevent that from happening. The concept of soulmate may not exist in reality. In most of the couples that I have seen that have successful relationships, they build it on the foundation of friendship, trust, compatibility, respect, and the desire to be happy individually. Two happy individuals, when they come together, the outcome will be a happy relationship. All those old time popular sayings, happy wife, happy life, or happy husband, happy life, they are all bunch of baloney. A true foundation of a joyful relationship lies in your own state of happiness. Partners who share similar mindsets, habits, practices, desires for happiness in their lives, when they come together, it naturally creates a happy couple. And the whole concept of soulmate, it is, I think I don't know how to explain this, but let me try. One must recognize that a soulmate may not necessarily be a spouse. According to me, a soulmate is someone you are deeply connected to through your soul and with whom your energies align perfectly well. In my life, my soulmate is my grandmother. My family acknowledges that we share a unique bond and we both feel like our souls have a different level of connection. I feel like our souls have emerged from the same pod. So, your soulmate could be anybody, a family member, a parent, a friend, or anybody with whom your energies and core qualities resonate and are aligned. Belief and faith play a significant role in law of attraction. Positive energy will bring back positivity. Negative energy will attract negativity. It is as simple as that. You reap what you sow. Every action has an opposite and equal reaction. By grounding yourself in the kind of energy that you desire and you deserve, and you maintain a strong ethical foundation, you will be able to navigate through life without having to do too much. You don't have to be so desperate, or you don't have to be like, constantly stressed about certain things that will naturally start flowing into your life. This process involves self-reflection, mindfulness, and sometimes it also needs that you seek some professional help. Foster life rooted in love, ethics, compassion, values. These are the resilient, strong foundations for building a success mindset and abundance attracting mindset. Pain is another factor. You have to consider this. It's part of life. Without pain, life is incomplete. It is an integral part of human existence. You have to understand how to experience it and then release it out from your life. Many people, they end up accumulating pain. They accumulate negative emotions such as hatred, envy, jealousy, lust, disappointments, revenge. These are all poison that you're bottling up inside yourself, and this poison will eventually erupt and destroy you and rot you from within. There is a famous saying, anger is a poison that you drink for someone else's mistake. Reflect upon this profound philosophical statement. It is indeed a poison that you drink for someone else's mistake. When you allow somebody else's opinions, actions to trigger you, you are undermining yourself. Sometimes it's okay to feel angry, but you also have to recognize and practice how to feel it and release it without harming anybody or without creating more bad karma for yourself. If you're interested to understand some of these practices, let me know in the comment section. I will create some content that will help you. When you practice some of these techniques and when you are consistent with these practices, make sure that the change that is happening in your life is coming from the core of your existence, from the core of your soul, from the core of your mindset, from the core of your thinking, from the core of your beliefs and faith. The vibrations around you will start changing. The aura around you will start transforming. And you know what? You will start noticing these changes. When you accumulate negative emotions such as hatred, envy, jealousy, and when you've experienced this for a period of time, you have no idea how you're destroying yourself through the poisons that is collecting internally within your systems. I have seen individuals where they have physical breakdowns, where they will have heart attacks, strokes, their liver damages, their core organs like kidneys fail, their mental health gets destroyed. So don't do that to yourself. Also, at some times you have to understand that universe doesn't give you everything that you desire. It has its own plans. And so sometimes have acceptance. Just let it go. Don't be so attached or so desperate to a specific desire in your life. Let the natural flow of life show you the way through it. Shift the perspective of these things. And then, again, go back to that core focus of attracting happiness and peace of mind into your life. When you desire love, give out love into the universe. When you desire happiness, give out more happiness in the surroundings where you are. When you desire certain things in your life, give more of that out into the universe without an expectation of it coming back to you. And you will see how the universe operates. It will return that to you in much greater abundance than what you have given it. The universe has a very large heart and it is waiting for you to initiate these things in your life. Set clear, achievable goals for yourself. Make sure that you have a determined mindset, focus, discipline, and then you progress towards these goals. Make sure you're measuring these goals. It is crucial for you to disentangle from your bad practices, habits, and intentions to foster positive and productive mindset. The other essential practice is the practice of gratitude. I have spoken about this extensively in one of my previous videos. The law of attraction is a powerful tool for attracting abundance and manifesting your desires, but it requires a deep understanding of life and the law that is applicable at the core principles. These principles include energy, intention, belief, gratitude, and making sure you're vibrating from the positive awareness. To harness the power of law of attraction, align yourself with the natural flow of life and bring your vibrations to the same level of frequencies that resonate with your desired outcomes. And as you embark on this transformative journey, remember that the only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to become. Embrace the principles of the laws of universe, of the laws of abundance, and let the universe guide you towards it. It is important to maintain a balanced perspective, understand the process of manifestation, and keep a consistent effort and have patience for it. Ultimately, the journey towards manifesting your desire is a holistic one, encompassing mental, emotional, spiritual, psychological well being. By fostering positive mind, cultivating gratitude, and embracing the principles of laws of abundance and attraction. Transforming your life is your choice, and I want you to make that choice and decision for yourself and get that abundance that you desire, deserve, and want to experience. I wish everyone listening to this video happiness, and may their lives be filled with peace of mind. And may they achieve the best in every aspect of their lives. With that, I would like to chant my favorite mantra, Lokaha Samasthaha Sukhino Bhavantu. The translation of which means, may all living beings on our planet be happy and free. And with that beautiful thought, I conclude this video. Namaskaram, goodbye, and thank you.